Hello there, how are you? This is Antonio speaking. Today we're going to talk about money again. I had many comments on the video that I put Ho'oponopono and money, and they were quite positive. And then I have some personal messages that tell me that well, you know, Antonio, isn't that like wishful thinking? Because I tried it and it didn't work. So it's funny because for some people it works and for some people it doesn't work. And how's that? It's like some people have the right to have money, others don't have the right to have money. What the heck is going on here? I remember when the movie The Secret came out, I think it was in 2007, 2006, I don't remember, so something like that. And it was a very important year for me back then. Actually, the movie wasn't even supposed to make it the way it did. And somebody handed me a CD or a DVD. And I remember putting that DVD on and listening, watching the movie and listening, of course. And with my wife. And my wife looked at me and she goes, "Did you write this movie?" Because that's all I talked about. So I was very, very happy and excited that somebody put out a movie like that. But you know, when you are in a certain frequency, you don't see everything. And I was in that kind of frequency, and I still am today, better than I was. I didn't see, and with all due respect with everybody, please, so this is in 2006, I believe. In 2007, I find myself in Singapore working, giving sessions and consultations there. And when I got there, I brought DVDs, copies of The Secret, and people were very excited about the movie and about making money and about writing checks and so on. And I kind of, whoa, that's not what I understood. That's not the dynamics of it. And this is why so many things like even Ho'oponopono and many other practices, they get a high and then they fall. Because there's no substance. There's something missing. And again, with all due respect, because I'm not here judging anybody, far from it, there are crucial things missing in the message about money. Well, first off, when we speak about abundance, and that is a word we hear so much these days, or maybe the past years, we are abundance, and we come from abundance and abundance and abundance, and then we see all this poverty. Again, we begin to question, why doesn't it happen to me? This is an apple seed. Of course, it is easy to doubt. There's many skepticals out there. And I am one too. I have a friend that I love dearly. His name is Jesper, and he told me, "Antonio, I'm with you here, but I have to tell you that I am a healthy skeptical." Healthy skeptical. I never forgot that. Healthy skeptical. But let's look at this apple seed, for example. It is tiny, as you can see. Put it on the white sheet. It is tiny. We all agree. But it speaks to us out loud. It can go, or should I say, we could go this way or that way. Let's go that way first. Okay, we all agree that this is small. But if we go that way, before it became this small, it was even smaller. And before it was smaller, it was even smaller. Now, if we keep going down this direction, what happens? it disappears. It gets out of form and it moves into frequency. It's just a frequency. I mean, look, you can be highly skeptical. You can't argue with this, right? Good. Now let's travel the other way. It is small and it will give origin to a small plant that will grow into a tree. Right? It will. That tree that came from this seed and this seed that came from nowhere can give many apples. Again, you can't argue with this, it's true. And those apples in their natural state, of course, not modified like we see so many things today, will have 4, 6, 8 seeds in each. Now, this apple seed will give origin to an apple tree that will give many apples year after year after year, capable of putting more apple trees on this planet than the planet itself can take. Can you argue with this? No. So what kind of energy is playing here? I don't know. I just know that that energy is the same energy that is behind me. That much I know. So, when we want something, and in this case money, we need to move away from doubt. Doubt. I doubt that this is going to happen. Oh, that's wishful thinking. I doubt. Okay. One thing is for sure, whatever you do, when you do, it's always in front of a mirror. It's like the universe is a mirror. It will mirror back to you. Okay? That is for sure. So if you doubt, you are right. You doubt. It's not going to happen. It will never happen. And that's what you create. That's okay. It's a free will zone. Just don't complain. Now, every time we want something, I always run whatever I want through 3 levels. First, what? I call it the 3 W's. First, what? Okay, money. Why? And what for? What, why, and what for? Okay, I want to win the lotto. Okay, so we got what? Why? And what for? It gets complicated. So, it is very important that you always run your wants, your wishes through these 3 levels so that you get clarity. Okay, so I want $50 million. Okay, good. So that is what? Why? Why do you want it? You know what most people say? Well, I would help all my family. Okay, for those who believe that there's some kind of force, spirit, God, whatever, if God is not helping that way, maybe it is because it's not the right way. My wife used to tell me years ago, if I won the lotto, I will help all my family. And I used to tell her, this is why you never win. Because what you will do is you win the money and you screw up your family's destiny. So, it gets complicated as you go down those 3 sequence, that sequence of 3 levels. The power of definition, to define. Okay? So, let's say I want money. Why? Because I have bills to pay. I have a life to live and money is essential. Okay? And what for? so that I can prosper, so that I can evolve, and so that I can have a stable life and able to share in the two R's with respect and responsibility. Okay, so I can put it that way. Now, the other thing that you need to know about money is that in reality, nobody wants money. Nobody. Think about it. So I want money. If I wanted money, every money I get, I would keep in my pocket and I would hide it. But the reality is different. You give me money, and then I go to the supermarket or to the gas station or whatever, and I give the money to them. See, money, the way I see it, is social blood. It runs through the veins of society. So it is important, before we get into the Ho'oponopono, the check that I'm going to present to you, it is important, crucially important, to know that what we want, it is not money. We want the energy that money produces. The possibilities, the facilities that money can bring to us. Okay? So please understand that. It is important to understand that what we want is not the money. We want what money can get us, what money can facilitate us to get or live. Okay? You need to filter all of that. Filter it. The other thing is develop a good relationship with money. Okay, I know I have a video that has, I don't know, 24,000 views, but I want to add to it. To build a good relationship with money, see, I was in Europe, and it's funny how the poor have a very poor relationship with money. Example, I hear so many times saying, well, you know, it's not even for the money. I mean, it's more for this is what I mean. The money is not important. I'm giving you just one or two examples, but what kind of language, what kind of relationship in dialogue or in feelings and emotions do you have with money? We know, with all due respect, that religions did a good job at creating taboos with money. I believe in the Bible it's even written somewhere, it is easier for a camel to enter the eye of a needle than a rich man in paradise. Interesting. Very interesting, because when you go to Rome and visit the Vatican, it's very poor, very poor. It is, and you know that. So, it is very important to have a sane relationship with money. Of course, we're talking about money, but we could talk about anything on this earth. Okay, but now it's money. Well, my door is always open to money. Always. A friendship with money. I treat it well, with respect and responsibility. So it's a friendship. How much money do you want? How much money do you need? It's not the same for everybody. I mean, you can see people happy with $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a year. That's a fact. But you can also see people very unhappy with $3, $4, $5 million a year, or even more. So it's quite relative. It's different from one another. However, it is important to know what is it that you want in terms of amount. What why, and what for. It's very important. You. And please run that through a filter. Is it really you, or a condition or a conditioning from society that you should have 3, 4 garage doors, a big, huge mansion? Why and what for? Again, I respect everything. It's always about you. What is it that you want, why you want it, and what for? I could give you many more examples, but I really want to stress this out. I mean, so many people have a bad relationship with money in various forms. It could be the way they talk, the way they act, the way they feel towards money. The other understanding is that money is not happiness. Nothing is happiness. You see, I'm not happy because my wife loves me and she's a great woman. I'm not happy because I'm well financially. I'm not happy because my kids are okay. I'm not happy because I'm healthy. I'm not. It is important, you see, to know the difference. To have this definition. See, I am happier because my wife loves me. I am happier because my kids... Do you get the point? I know this is oversaid, but it's never said enough because the world is still suffering. So money, yes, can help me solve many problems and can buy me many things. But I have to be conscious, or should I say aware, that money will not buy many things and will not solve many other problems. Okay, so again, what am I saying? I need to know and define what money can do and what money is. Okay? Okay, now we looked at the apple seed. We tap into abundance, because that's what it is, abundance, coming from nowhere. One of my greatest teachers that I love so much, that passed away, left, Wayne Dyer. Wayne Dyer used to say, we come from nowhere into now, here, and back to nowhere. And in a way it's true, because where we come from is nowhere. Because there's nowhere to be defined with the geographic or a GPS, okay? Fine, so now that we understand the apple seed, that it just spoke to us, telling us, yes, if you apply my philosophy of being, you will attain abundance. Okay. So you can run through all these examples that I gave you that are very, very simple. Can be simpler. And then you can do a little bit more. I know many are skeptical and don't believe or even have an opening for reincarnation. Well, one thing is for sure. I am incarnated here right now speaking to you. And I was a child, and I remember, I kind of always thought to myself, I was always crazy anyway. And I used to look at my hands as a kid and say, these are my hands, and my arms, and my face, and my hair when I had hair. Everything was mine, my this or my that. I used to wonder, where was I? What is the I that says this is my hand, this is my knee, this is my heart? I was always curious. Well, one thing is for sure. I am incarnated here, and scientifically speaking, this body is not the same body I had last year. It is not. And I'm sure you know this. One thing is for sure, the body in which I was born, it's been a long time that I don't have it. And the body in which I'm going to die, unless I die right now, I still don't have it. And if you cut this body in pieces, in small little pieces, tiny pieces, whatever, you're going to find a lot of stuff. Some of it that it's not even good to look at. But you will not find me. You will not find me. And that is a fact. Okay. So what am I trying to say here to you? What I'm trying to say to you is that I may have, which I know I do, attachments to other lives or memories from other lives. And this is why I'm talking about reincarnation. So, after going through the definition of money and the possible bad relationship that I have here that was installed in my program condition, there may be other blockages that come from past lives. Now, Ho'oponopono, the way I see it, look, I don't know if I am right, I just know one thing. Okay? Again, I'll repeat, I don't know if I'm right, but I know one thing, it works for me. And the other thing I know is if it works for me, it will work for you. I'm nothing more, nothing less than what you are. But I honestly walk my talk. I honestly do. I mean, I'm frontal and straightforward. If that makes a difference in this dynamic, probably does. I don't know. It works for me, so it has to work for you. So I take money and I look at it, again, with different eyes. See, I'm not looking at some face of a deceased person that I don't even know. And the bill with various colors and designs and so on. See, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at the potential, possibility, the energy. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I want to have as a friend. Not this bill, because this bill will soon be gone to another person, maybe even today. So I take money into my hands. I look at it as energy, possibility, potentiality. And then I surrender. And then I say, I am sorry. I am truly sorry for whatever I've done in other corridors that may have caused a certain friction, blockage between you and me. I am very sorry for whatever I've done, for all the bad use I may have done with you. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Obviously, it was not my spirit. It was the experience at the time. It was my ignorance. It was my ego. It was the circumstances, the situation. And for that reason, I ask you for forgiveness. I did know better, but now I do. Now I do. And I love you. Well, of course I love you. I need to love that which I want in my life. An attachment with love. With a connection with love. I mean, love is the answer. Love is what aligns all planets. So I love you. And thank you Thank you for helping me attain this level of consciousness. Thank you for coming to me. Thank you for giving me another chance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As of today, I want you to be my friend. Please accept my friendship. I will promise you as I will promise myself that I will use you with respect and responsibility. That with you will make a positive difference in the lives of those who cross our path. Again, in respect and responsibility. My door is open to you. Please come to me in abundance. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, I could tell you stories about my own experiences, but really, it's like I was selling you something. I'm not selling you spirit, I'm not selling you beliefs, and I'm not selling you money. I'm just sharing with you something that needs to be shared. Now, one thing I know for sure is that I cannot teach you anything. I can show you, but I can teach you. Only you can teach yourself. So whatever I've done so far is not a teaching. It is a sharing. Now you need to teach yourself. Only you can do that. Just like enlightenment. Nobody can give enlightenment to anybody, or to nobody. You have to reach it, attain it on your own. Now, as you go through this process, you can go further. And now let's go to the check that even the Secret spoke about. Well, I do have one. It's kind of old. It's here. Now, when you write a check to yourself, it has to be from your account. Because I use numerology as a tool for my work, obviously I will choose a check number 8. 8 is abundance. 8 is money. So this check is 008. Well, 17, 26, 260 would make 8 also. But if you can get a pure 8, get an 8. Now, you can write this check in many ways. But remember, it's always for you. Why, what, why, and what for. Again, okay, it's very important to have that definition. Okay? And then you write an amount. Example, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, $7,000. I don't know, it's personal. So you write it there. You put a number, and per month, or per year. Or you can even go as far as infinite. You can write abundance and prosperity. And in the number case, you put a dollar sign, or an arrow sign, or both. So, paid to the order of, you put your name, your full name, the date of the day you're doing this check. And the signature, of course, then you put the extension. The signature, again, this is very personal. Very personal. Some people believe in God, God. Others more in the universe. Others in the divine plan. Others in spirit. I don't know, this is different for everybody. But you see, no matter if you're Catholic, Muslim, Jehovah's Witness, no matter who you are, because the thing is you're not that. But you're reaching out to the source through that. And that's fine, as long as it's in the heart and not in the head. So whatever speaks to you is the signature you're going to put in the check. You fold the check. If you want to do what I did, I even kissed it. and I put it in my wallet. Why in the wallet? Well, the wallet is always with me, and that's where the money should come. Get it? One thing, you can never ever show the check to nobody. Not your own check. Not what you wrote. It is private. It is a sacred contract between you and the universe, you and God, you and the source. And you just keep quiet. And one thing, after you do all of this, don't move into what the majority of people do. The next day, they begin to doubt. A month later, well, it's not working, I knew it wasn't gonna work, and so on. There you go. Don't give up. That apple seed didn't become small like this overnight. It will not become an apple tree overnight either. See, I don't know how long it's going to take. Again, it's different for everybody. What I'm sharing with you, I know it works. I could tell you stories, okay, that before I did, I'll tell you, listen, I want you to know that I know that what I'm going to tell you, it's not believable, but it's true. Well, the skeptical may call it something else, but we are children of the miracle. Indeed we are. And the proof is, for 9 months, you were in your mother's womb with nothing to do. Nothing to do. The universe, the source, was unconditionally at your service. So now, continue. Go visit that time and you know that you did nothing, and now you have nothing to do. Just go with the flow. Don't doubt. Okay? Thank you very much for listening to my words. I send you love. Thank you. This is Antonio speaking.